Okay, okay, thank you, bye. No worries, okay, bye. He had truck problems, he's on his way. He said give him about 5 minutes. He was hoping to skip it, get his truck fixed, but he said if we don't have a quorum yet, he's gonna help us out. Oh, it's a grandson now.
7.
Wow.
Hi,
Hi, how are you both?
Good, how are you?
I need one more member to have a quorum,
Okay.
so hopefully someone will be here in about 5 minutes, and then we can get started. So if you want to start, sign this ahead of time, just in case. Do you need a pen?
No.
Okay.
What?
To the other side, so if I can just swoop in, have a seat.
Busy today?
Always busy. When you want to come back.
Yes, please.
I really do.
Just that.
But we gotta go to Italy again in
How are you?
February.
Oh, you brought a little,
Can I hang out in the corner over here?
how are you?
Say hi.
Hi. Well, Director Schiller gets back, we can actually start. Thank you. And Ms. Do you need a number 2? No. Bob's on his way hopefully soon. This is Schiller. Oh, Scott, that's next.
Are there now? Me too.
Bob's and Rob's.
Just one?
Yes.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Samples? $65 for all of them. I did it online. Yeah, I'll order it for you.
I just wanted to see.
Well, he's gonna give them back to me to take them, try them out. He's giving them back to me, what am I, guys out there, so I'm gonna test them out.
All right, well now Schiller disappeared. Technically, we could start, at least start with introductions, and then hopefully the rest of the party will be here.
A little box.
All right, we are officially live to start our Public Works Committee meeting at 2:32. If you don't mind, I'd like to do everyone to introduce themselves to everyone who may be watching via stream. So Alderman Ruiz, Aldermanic Chair.
Alderman Pabon, committee member.
Sergio Diaz, Community Service Officer Supervisor.
Division Commander Solis Carmaglia.
Margot Raimondi, resident.
Martha Chiplis, resident.
And John Dunleavy, resident.
All right, thank you, everyone. We do have 2 more members. I'll give them just about 2 more minutes to join us, and then we can start with open forum. Did you have any handouts for us that you might wanna pass out
The-
while we're waiting?
Only thing was, we did
The study results?
study results. So, I know you asked for a few days, but we did a whole week and we did it on 2 different shifts. So
Okay.
those are the vehicles that were parked in the base of fairway, and we broke it down by blocks.
Okay,
So
great,
it's a
thank
little bit
you.
easier. At the last page, it will have total number of tickets, or excuse me, total number of vehicles that were in the basin.
As far as commercial.
Yes. Like you requested.
Let's see how it is. Do you wanna look
Do
at
you wanna,
yours?
no, do you wanna just pass, take one?
They're,
They're
they're,
all different days.
They're all different days.
Oh, you didn't make one for everybody?
no,
You can look at them first.
Oh, okay, this will be a little hard then.
I'm trying to save some trees.
Okay, gotcha. Maybe what we can do, since there's 3 numbers, you wanna split this up into 3s? And then we can each take some, because that'll be way too much for one person. Mr. Schiller, can you introduce yourself so we can start our meeting?
Rob Schiller, Public Works.
All right, so I'm gonna officially call the meeting to order, and we'll start with, open forum. I know we have 2 guests here, not sure if you have any questions or comments you'd like to make. The
Yes.
floor is yours.
So we are Martha Chiplis and John Dunleavy from the Berwyn Tree Canopy Initiative. We understand that the city planted about 80 trees for the fall planting of its Parkway Tree Planting Program, and that's great. Although we have seen individual elected officials share some details about the planting, we think that the city should publicize its planting activities. In particular, we request that the city publish details of its plantings, including number, species, and locations of the plantings. And then the tree inventory map. So how often will the interactive tree inventory map, the online GIS app, be updated? It's still not updated with the spring planting details.
And then also related to the planting, we understand that some of the trees planted were Llama or cork trees. And in general, it seems like an easy fix where those trees could be removed. They were planted without regard apparently to the acceptable and unacceptable species list in the Berwyn Urban Forestry Management Plan where they're listed as not approved. And basically, we think that we shouldn't accept the unacceptable. We also understand that it may be an issue with, there's a lot more tree requests than there have been in the past, and that may be what the nursery gave us. But still, I think there's things that can be done. And then finally, October, we're collaborating with the Morton Arboretum and the Berwyn Park District for a tree planting this Saturday. We'll be meeting at Proxa Park, just outside the administration building, just after 10 a.m. and everyone's welcome to come help out if you want. Please dress appropriately, bring tools, materials if you have them, shovels, gloves, rakes, buckets, etc. And we have a flyer, or you can look at our Facebook, facebook.com/BerwynTrees for more information on that.
All right, great. Do you have copies of your comments that I can follow up on later?
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Is this both of them? Martha's yours too, or?
Yeah,
Same.
They're, okay, two combined, got it, thank you. All right, any other public open forum comments? Margot, did you have any? Okay. All right, great, all right, well, seeing that there's not any others, we'll go ahead and close open forum and go straight into our agenda, which is the continuation of commercial parking and city stickers. So just to give everyone a recap and bring us all up to the same page, at our last meeting, we discussed the potential ideas of changing the ordinance for commercial vehicles in regards to size. There has been an increase, an uptick in commercial vehicles as big as tractor trailers now in our basin fairway, which really don't fit in the allotted size per parking for a vehicle to park. And so we've had the discussion with the Berwyn Police Department in having them do a survey on pooling data as far as the number of commercial vehicles in a basin fairway, whether they have basin fairway placards, or are they in any shape or form violating any of our ordinances. So I'll let you both take the floor.
So last time when we spoke, it was the end of September. Since the beginning of September to today's date, there's a total of over 300 citations that were issued on the basin fairway. They were all not related to commercial vehicles, but it could have been vehicle tags or permits and so forth. As far as last time, you provided some images of a trailer. That trailer subsequently was tagged. It ended up being moved, and it actually was relocated, and now they have license plate. As far as the other vehicle that was parking, taking up multiple spaces, it's been issued several citations, so hopefully they're learning. But, you know, we're enforcing it, we're doing our best as we can. People continue to park in violations, they'll continue to be ticketed.
So you're saying in 1 week there was over 300
No,
citations?
September 1st
September
to
1st?
today's date.
Oh, to today, okay. My apology. Any idea what the percentage of, is that for passenger vehicles and commercial vehicles?
Here's the whole total.
Okay.
Unfortunately, our system was down, so they couldn't break it down to either it's commercial or vehicle or, well, sedan, coupe, anything like that.
Okay.
You could only assume by the license plate if it's a commercial vehicle or not.
Right.
And so these are the vehicles that are, what exactly are
So
these?
that's what you requested, vehicles that were parked in the basin fairway.
So these were legally parked?
Those were all the vehicles, whether they were legally parked or illegally parked.
That you marked.
Those were the vehicles that were parked in the basin fairway.
That was an
And we
inventory.
did it on
Inventory.
2 different times.
2 different days, it looks like.
It was every single day of the week, 2 different
Yeah, 30th, the
times of
1st, and the
day.
2nd, yeah. So 3 days you did it.
Well,
What were the
no,
shifts that you all
Other
looked at?
people have different days.
Yeah,
Oh. This is,
right, there's a whole week here, but he only made 1 copy of the
Oh.
entire week, so we've split it up amongst the 3 of us for review.
Oh.
What were the shifts, Sonny, that were,
So one was overnight and one was afternoon shift.
okay,
now I don't see any semis here. Doesn't look like there's no semi
They
parked.
might have, no.
Or they might have been gone at
the
the time.
weekend.
On the weekend,
One
okay.
of them, I think, but.
Okay, see, I don't have the weekend, I
There
only
was no semi.
there's a Friday,
There's a Friday, there's a Sunday.
there's Saturday.
So, yeah, we were concerned with, at least I was concerned with
Right.
semis, but I don't see any semis here, so. Looks like box trucks, pickup trucks, work vans, and trailers.
We specifically asked them to also look for semis.
I don't see any of these. You saw a semi? Yeah.
How would we even identify that?
It'll say semi.
Semi, yeah.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Okay. Well, thank you for doing this, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a lot of information.
We try to break it down and make it as easy as possible to read, right, the blocks and 2 different days.
And some of these
So-
probably don't even move, right? They're probably always in that position, or they're
Oh,
just.
well, you could see on some of them, it's always the same cars.
Grove.
And some, they're moved a block, whether it's
Okay.
just say, for example, East Avenue and then on School Avenue and so forth.
Kind of gives us a good idea of what's going on back there.
And it kind of confirms what I had said at our last meeting, that the heaviest traffic seems to be on between Oak Park and Grove, and then Ridgeland and Elmwood. Because that seems to be where the most vehicles are listed in those 2 areas. So if you look at Ridgeland and Elmwood, it's got the
Oak
longer
Park and
list.
Grove and Ridgeland and Elmwood is the heavy areas.
Yeah, and then if you look at Oak Park and Grove, that also has the most listed.
Correct.
Any comments or questions from anyone? Well, the whole objective of doing this is really to, one, see if we need to change our parking ordinance in regards to commercial, because we don't have certain vehicles listed as eligible, so to speak. And then also, once we define that, then we would move into parking fees. So this is a lot of data to take in. I don't think I could really come to any conclusion with it unless you want us, summarize it for us.
If you look at the last page, it has a total on every single packet, on the last,
How many
the second
vehicles,
page, how many vehicles were parked
parked that
in
day
the
or that
basis
time?
for that
Yeah,
specific.
yeah.
Where,
It's on the last page, it's at the corner. It's always around 50.
Yes, yeah, like,
I don't see,
Here's
40,
39, that's the
45.
lowest, so that was on a Monday, so maybe they all went to work.
is that on,
Monday morning, there we go.
oh, I see,
Yeah,
okay.
it's on the bottom.
I see
Then
it.
as high as, here's a Saturday, 51, so they're all
That's
parked.
probably, so far that's the,
Sunday might be the highest, Saturdays and Sundays.
I don't have anything higher than 51.
Maybe
Do
Rob
you have
does.
anything higher than 51?
So,
So that's a Saturday too, right?
yep,
May I look at this?
sure.
Oh, bless you.
So,
Bob, any comments?
my main concern was semis, it doesn't look like we have an issue with semis back there, but we do have a lot of box trucks.
yes.
And they're associated with the businesses that we do have in town, or it's hard to say, huh?
Some are,
Some are, some maybe aren't, huh?
correct.
Okay, and that would be,
And you can see some of them have out-of-state plates also.
oh, didn't notice that. Out-of-state plates. Okay, and they're parking in Berwyn.
Oh, Minnesota, MN's Minnesota.
Or are these rental trucks
MI
possibly?
Michigan?
But they do have a tag.
Yep.
Oh,
So they're
They
paid.
borrowed from a buddy.
That, we don't know.
Okay,
is LA Louisiana or,
where do you see that? Yeah. Okay, LA,
Michigan?
Indiana.
Minnesota?
okay, interesting. Wisconsin, Minnesota. Those would
Well,
be,
that's it. Why
are
would-
they
how could they
regulars or
have
no?
a
I guess
record?
we'd have to look every day. That's- Would
I don't know.
would we be issuing to out-of-state plates?
We shouldn't.
I don't know what they do downstairs, but it's one of those
Okay.
things. I don't know of any, like, national chains that would
Here's
be
Texas.
having trucks from out of state.
Michigan,
Unless it would be like a rental truck, like Enterprise.
could be a rental enterprise or a rental box truck.
Oh, so like maybe their regular vehicle's not working, so they're renting one for them.
I'm just,
Or if Enterprise, on Cermak, you've got their car rental place, if they're stocking trucks for rental. in
But they
there,
shouldn't have a placard even if they are.
I know, but if they.
This one's Michigan, a pickup truck, Texas, a pickup truck.
Well, if you want, give me that one and I'll take it downstairs and I'll go run it and see,
If it's a local
I'll
address.
see if they have any notes on why we have hang tags on.
Out-of-state truck.
Out-of-state stuff.
Okay.
Thank you. I didn't notice that, thanks, guys.
So, when you said the one that I listed that got tagged, I think it was a trailer.
Trailer, yes.
Attached,
it had no plates on it,
right,
so we tagged it abandoned. And then it was moved and properly, plated,
oh, okay,
registration, excuse me.
okay. Were there any other incidences similar to that one where you found that they didn't even have plates? Or
That was the
more?
only one that,
That I had a
that you
photo of?
had and that we see.
Okay,
They had a VIN number on it, so that's how we were able to tag it abandoned. It had no plates, but had a VIN number. We put a sticker on it, sent a letter off to the owner, certified letter, and then next thing you know, they moved it and put plates on it. But we
Oh.
still issued tickets to the VIN.
okay. And then, do you know at all if do you recall if that was a local?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Oh, this-
Local as like Berwyn.
Yeah,
or
a
Illinois.
Berwyn resident that owns it?
I mean, we could look.
What is, I'm sorry, on Young, on his report, I said vans, box trucks, he's got transit. What is it?
Van,
A
a
van.
van is a transit.
Okay, I'm sorry. He's got transit on one of these, okay. He's got work van, but he's got transit.
Because
So
on
that- that's just a van, a regular
The
van.
type of van is a transit.
Okay.
So on these here, so for example, they have numbers and they end with a B, but they don't have anything after that, like if it's IL or a state, and then it doesn't have what type of vehicle it is. Do you know what that might be? There's a couple of them like that.
It's probably just a B plate on a pickup. But it
So
doesn't-
this was the very first day
Oh,
that he did it, so he put box truck on them. As far as Illinois, those are
Uh-huh.
Illinois plates, those are state plates.
I know, but I'm looking at the ones at the bottom that don't
There's a couple down
have-
that don't say.
Oh, there's a
state,
couple that,
But they're B plates, so they're probably pickup trucks. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
so if we look in the next couple days ahead of that one, if the plates are on there, it should indicate.
Show what state it's
what
from.
it is.
Okay. What was our next, what we were gonna discuss on?
Well,
We just wanted to see what we had there, kind of an inventory, and we know what we're charging now, right?
right,
Per spot,
right,
and we're looking at the pricing on this, correct?
right. We haven't even started that discussion. Wanted to see. So as far as moving forward and enforcing this a little more, is there gonna be, any type of, structural changes to make sure that the Basin Fairway gets a little bit more?
we're always enforcing it. So,
So that 300 tickets was in 30 days, correct?
from September first to October 24th.
Prior to that,
Oh.
January first to our last meeting, we had issued over 1,000 tickets.
Over
Oh,
1,000.
okay.
Yeah, last time we brought this.
And that was like a 6-week period, you did 300.
Over 300, to be exact, 350.
350.
Okay. So that's like 3 a day.
Approximately, and
60, 70 a week, right? No, maybe not. What am I thinking? That's more than 3 a day.
but it could be on a particular day, you're writing,
Right,
for example, 15 tickets and
right, one
Next
day
day.
you write 2. Yeah.
Do you experience this type of, issue or matter on residential streets or any of the other commercial corridors, like Cermak Road, 16th Street, 26th Street? I'm just wondering if Basin Fairway seems to be the popular
What do you mean
area.
by commercial vehicle parking?
Right,
The majority of the time, people know to park on Basin Fairway. You can't park a big truck on a side road, or, for example, Euclid Avenue, because an emergency vehicle isn't gonna fit in there. So-
what about the, like, box trucks or working vans? Do you find that
Majority of the time, no.
there's not really?
No, but if somebody is, the CSOs are doing a great job. They're out there, and if vehicle's there, they issue a ticket.
You're saying if they're on the side streets?
Right,
Yeah, no, I don't see too much. Like he says, there's usually a ticket in the morning if you do see a work truck. 'Cause there can't be no labeling on a vehicle
Correct.
side on a side
Overnight.
street, or a box truck.
Ladders,
Correct.
right?
Yeah, it's given-
Provided an ordinance, and I provided an ordinance.
Yeah.
last
Pickup
time.
trucks are allowed, but not with work equipment, right?
Right.
Ladders or markings.
okay.
All right, so we're just waiting on Bob to do a little
Yeah,
checking
we'll just see if
there.
he's able to find anything on that, and then I think what we'll do is
You want to
really-
discuss anything else with, as far as structure, or what you want to do moving forward, or?
No,
Yeah,
I-
one of the
If you want, I'll take all of those back, and I'll email them to you, and I'll break it down by dates, so everyone has it, because I know, you know, you
Yeah,
have
we're
a few
kinda
days,
just
and you have a
You
few
wanna
days.
do
mapping
that,
it together like a puzzle.
Bob's got one of them too, so.
And I didn't want to make unnecessary copies, so that's why I'll
Yeah, no worries.
email them
I think we
to
got it.
everyone.
No.
Yeah.
What are we at now? Is it 125 a stall for the year, is it, or
I think it's 175
175?
for the year,
For the year.
right,
And you could also buy quarterly, or?
right, correct, and I
If you
think that's
can't afford
75
it.
a quarter.
So, okay. So these are what we're gonna be
Yes,
looking at, correct?
Yeah,
We're gonna be looking at that structure, and, okay.
I can bring that, the parking fees, I wanted to get this information first. So it looks like it's being managed really well.
And here he comes.
She's gonna check it out, she's gonna go through.
Oh, okay, so it's not gonna be
It's
that,
not gonna be right.
okay, all right, so.
And they'll need that paper back, because he's gonna put us a list together, so, an email to
Yeah,
us.
she's got it downstairs. so she
Okay.
can-
Okay, any further questions or other, ideas you'd like to explore before we start moving into the next phase of discussing maybe parking fees?
That's our next phase, right? On the basin, right? Okay. That's something you don't wanna start today, right?
No, because I didn't bring the data with me, I'd rather have all of that in front of us. Bob had a quick question, so the basin fairway for the year is 175? It's 150?
150, and then 75 a quarter or something like that, or 50 a quarter?
50 a quarter.
50 a quarter, okay. That's our
we-
current
and-
rates.
and- Yeah, and part of
Okay.
your discussions were pay boxes,
Right.
doing away with the permits and going to a pay box.
'Cause I mean, you know, 150 a year, that's $12.50 a month. And you pay $100 a stall for a garage right nowadays, you know what I mean? To rent a garage, so it seems a little,
Very inexpensive.
yes.
I thought you were looking into pay boxes in different areas throughout the city. And
That
then
Bob
also
brought
the
that up,
basin.
yeah. He said that might be coming in the future, so.
That's one of those things that's been talked about, and if that's the case, then you do away with your permits and you do, app-style payments on a day park.
So,
That's what
kind of walk us
Naperville's
through
done.
that a little bit.
Well, Naperville's done that, they did away with all their commuter parking, monthly commuter parkings. It's a day pass. You go in, app's on your phone, ding, this is my parking space, this is the date, pays for your parking. Just in
What
box.
exactly would we need to do to implement something like that? I mean, other than identify the company we would work
Identify
with?
the areas, and then we continue working with the same company that has the other pay boxes, and then, go work towards that. That's probably gonna be, if we decide to go that, it's not gonna be like a 30-day turnaround. It's probably gonna be 6 months or longer to go through, probably 6 to 9 months to go through and put all the infrastructure in place, get it ordered, get it purchased. Right now, it's 18 weeks just for pay boxes, if you order them today.
To get them.
To get them, then you gotta get it installed, then you gotta
Well, that's 6
do
months.
this, that, and everything. That's why I said 6 to 9 months. Anyway,
Then get the program up and running.
get everything up. Well, we're working on that too with the depot. It'd be the same type of program.
Who's the company that we use now for the pay boxes?
Yeah, Total Parking Solutions. TPS.
Are there any other municipalities that use them? Because that
Yeah,
one
there's a
doesn't
whole
sound
bunch of
familiar to
whole
me. What is the upgrade the first upgrade's gonna be in depot, right?
Yeah, because right now our pay boxes are cash or credit. The new ones are gonna, I think they're taking the cash portion of it completely out,
Strictly.
which reduces your labor, because you don't have to go around weekly and empty them, you don't have to take the chance of theft or, burglary or anything like that. You're walking around with a stack of dollar bills this tall.
Do we have a term contract with them?
We sign an annual, we enroll in annual maintenance. But once you have it, you're locked in, because it's one of those things you have to do your maintenance and everything like that. But that's who we've used, we originally started with them through a grant program. the 32nd and Oak Park, parking lot.
On the corner there?
Yep. The old Cherry Lounge lot, as they called it.
Right. And it's a quarter to park there.
It's, yeah, quarter an hour.
Quarter an
Exactly.
hour to
Yeah,
park.
quarter an hour to park there.
Wow.
So you're saying we're obligated to them? So if we decide to use another company?
We wouldn't use a different company, just because of the fact we won't change the software. It's gonna cost you another $100,000 to go change your
Different
infrastructure.
software?
Well, no, change your infrastructure, you have to get different hardware.
So
And we're not gonna do 3 different
Kinda
kinds of
locked in
hardware.
on one, yeah.
So, we made that selection years ago, and they're good quality product, they satisfy the Made in America. So, yeah,
So with their change of removing cash in the equation, are they gonna upgrade?
no, that's not their choice, that's our choice. And we're talking about doing that for the depot and stuff, we don't wanna pay cash.
Is it going to change the equipment that's there now?
Yeah, well, it's gonna upgrade it, yeah. The existing ones, yes, the parking garage, the one that was on Oak Park between Grove, or on Windsor between Grove and Oak Park, and the one at 32nd and Oak Park would all upgrade and go to the same cashless system.
Well, my idea, and I don't know if you remember, because it's been many months since we talked about that, was to move to Paybox, especially in the basin, because it's kind of a flip of a coin if we're able to catch everyone at the right time or off time. I get a lot of different comments made about that, but also Cermak Road was a question that I had brought up, was are we interested in doing that on Cermak Road, because it's the same time limit as the Basin Fairway, it's a 2-hour, and I know Cermak Road is one of the corridors that has the highest offenders. I get a lot of calls from Cermak Road, and we've exchanged emails about some of them. Some of the Cermak Road business owners are very unhappy with cars that sit there for multiple hours. And, they feel like, they have some primo space there and they want it for their customers, but there's definitely not enough rotation. And I've had conversations with them that it is a public fairway, so it's not really, dedicated to anyone, but there should definitely be a constant flow of change. And if not, then someone should be paying for that. So that's a conversation, minimal conversation that I had, but that was why I had brought it up last year about going to pay boxes. Would that, one, be more beneficial for the police department as far as enforcement, but two, also generate more revenue and being more consistent throughout the city, because there's a lot of fee structures out there for different areas and they're very inconsistent. So I thought about if we did a citywide conversion and then a little bit more equitable, a little bit more comparable to other communities and what their fee schedules are, because ours are way behind, way below the average right now. And I think that's just because discussions have never been had if we should be changing those. So that's what brought up that discussion, and we tabled it for a while because we've had different items come up that were more dire need to be discussed and concluded, and now we're back to the parking. Our idea was to have something in plan, at least maybe the end of this year or early of next year, before sticker renewal is up in May. I think it's April when they really start getting the ball moving on that process. And we wanted to have something to the collections department, hopefully something to the collections department on definitive of the change. So that's, I don't know if you were all in that conversation when we had that over a year ago. I think it was different members of the police department when we had that conversation.
One of the things you need to address as well, the discussion is great in Cermak Road and the Basin, but are you going to all commercial corridors?
That was the question,
Are you
right?
gonna go to Ogden? Are you gonna go to Roosevelt?
16th Street, 26th Street, those are all of our commercial.
And then then 16th Street's a whole different animal. because you're mixed use. Your one block is commercial, the next block is residential, so you're gonna have your commercial people go one block over to the residential.
Park over there.
And the residents are gonna not be happy if you put pay boxes in front of their houses. So,
We're already having that problem, because I've had many complaints about that, where the teachers from the schools are parking in the residential areas because 16th Street has a 2-hour limit. And the teachers are getting parking tickets, and they're very
But the
unhappy about
teachers
that.
have-
So they're flowing
You should
into
have
the
hangers,
residential
yeah.
areas.
Teachers
Not
have
all of them.
designated
They don't.
areas to park.
if they've not paid for a hang tag,
Not all
they
of them.
deserve every ticket they get.
Not all of
Sorry,
them.
but they're supposed to purchase a sticker or a hang tag.
Right,
The schools are checked, and believe me, if there's somebody that's parked in a teacher's parking,
Oh, the school.
slot, they call.
The school calls them like, they have a
They call.
hotline
I
that.
know. I've had these discussions for years now with the superintendent. I haven't had many complaints in the last year or so about that. I don't know if people just kind of have thrown their hands up like, you know, okay, it is what it is. Or it has definitely decreased in volume, I'm not sure. But I do know that there is a shortage in parking in that area where the schools are, because the schools don't even have parking lots for their staff. So there's only
Don't forget,
residential
there's-
space for them to go to.
Right.
There could be times that they're parked in a teacher spot and they're a substitute teacher, not knowing
Oh.
that the substitute teacher's from that area, so that plays into the.
Yeah, so it's a complicated conversation.
Very much so.
It's not something that we flip the switch and it happens. There's a lot of that to hash out.
And you need to come up with an implementation plan, because you can't just go, we're doing them all over. Just way too much work to do and all of that, so you have to come up with a plan on your
One
implementation.
area at a time.
How you're gonna do it, where you're gonna phase it in, you're going here, then here, then here, then here.
So I think really the decision to make first is whether we wanna move in that direction.
Whether you wanna do it.
Right, and if we wanna move in that direction, then we can start parceling it into pieces.
And
Like, okay, what areas will be included, what won't be included, and then we can go to fee scheduling and then implementation. So it's a long process.
then you start public meetings, and you have to tell everybody, talk to all the businesses that you're going to do this around, so that it's not a surprise, and all of that, yes.
So you ready for that, Bob?
Sure, all my free time.
Well, just that question on the table, is that something that we're seriously interested in exploring and moving into?
I'd like to work one section at a time, I think.
Well, that's the
Let's get
section
this
to
base
start
under
with.
control, if we're gonna, raise fees here, or, I mean, let's work on that and get that for the first of the year possibly. I mean, $12.50 a month seems a little cheap to park there,
Okay,
but
I'm okay with that.
The most expensive ones are the along the rail, and those are only like $3 something. Like $3.50, $3.25, $3.50, something like that for a yearly.
maybe we
permit.
work on these fee structures.
In the depot area?
Because it's
Wow.
along the rail, commuters. And one of the things that was discussed years ago there that hasn't come to fruition is, like some of the other communities do, based on convenience. If it's closer to the station, it's more expensive than if it's 4 blocks away from the station. So, if you want the convenience of getting out of your car, you pay for it. If you don't mind walking 4 blocks, then your cost is less.
Now, the pay box are definitely going in the new depot, correct? So maybe we should see how that
Plenty,
implements,
some
how
of
that
it's gonna
works
go
in. What do you think? I mean, how that starts out there?
Well, are you making a motion for us to have the next, talk about fees? Well, I don't need a motion for that. So you
No.
wanna talk about basin?
Well,
I can bring the
We brought this
data.
up, we discussed it, let's finish it, unless
Okay.
you're happy with the fees there, I don't know.
We don't have any. Oh, what they are now?
Yeah.
No, the whole point was to increase them because they're well
Right, and it
below.
doesn't seem like we'll be getting pay boxes that way for quite a while. We'll have them here, let's see how they work, and then we can move on to other areas of town.
Okay, so
I think-
why
I
don't
know,
we?
but I think we need to increase these fees here, I mean, they seem very low.
They're super low.
get a,
So maybe that's for the next
we'll
meeting.
get we'll get a copy of the comprehensive fee structures for all the lots, all the costs. And, then we can move on from there.
Mhm.
All right, so then why don't our next meeting be, Sunny's gonna give us that information, and then what I'll do is I'll pull all the ones that are out of state, and I'll send them to Jeanette and ask her if she can.
She's working on it
If we
right
just
now.
run a copy and give it to her, she's working on it right now.
I know, but there was a few other, I'd like to know if they're locals or not.
She's trying to find out.
So we'll give her a whole month for the next meeting, I'll pull the out-of-state ones, I'll send those to Jeanette, ask her to give us, data on that, on whether they're local residents or if they're, not, so we can figure out why that's happening. And then we can talk about, we'll look at our ordinance to see exactly what it says about size, if it says anything at all. And then I'll bring the fee structures that I had brought before, the comparisons of the different communities. I'll bring those back, and then we can talk about an increase. And if we're changing the ordinance, it'll be fee schedules, and it will also be sizing.
This is something we could do as a committee, we don't have to have these
Right.
guys
We don't,
and
yeah.
take up their time, right?
Thank you.
right, yeah.
Right?
Yes, thank you.
I mean, unless it, like, you know, you're really super interested and you've got comments on it, you're more than welcome to join us. But, yeah, I think for now, we got what we need from you all to figure out
Tomorrow
our
I'll
next step.
email everyone in this
Right.
room.
Thank you, you did your
the
job
week,
for us.
And then I'll copy the ordinance for the.
No, it's up to us.
Okay,
And also,
that'd be
when they're
great.
giving out the passes, the hangers, they should verify what type of vehicle they're.
Right, because that was a question I had for Jeanette, but I didn't get that back. I think the form is very generic.
Mhm.
I don't think it indicates like what type of vehicle. It may just say commercial or
Some stick out
residential.
and they're pretty big.
Right, and it doesn't say, you know,
Would like a sticker on the
Or they
vehicle be
call it a
better?
van and it's like
You
a
know,
30-foot.
because the hanger is easy to transfer from one vehicle to another, how about if you got a
Right,
sticker, like a vehicle type sticker, you know, on top? That would stick to the windshield, not easy to transfer off.
Right.
yeah.
Because, yeah, why do we have Texas, Minnesota, you know, it's a little strange.
And a lot of different types of commercial vehicles, so there's actually a variety of things. So we have to determine which ones we wanna continue with and ones we may want
Could be,
to.
hey, I'm out of town, here, use my hanger.
For a semi.
Well,
I mean, it's been there a couple of times. I mean, you
but you
didn't
see a
find it.
hanger, you say, okay, it's good, but you don't know if it matches up to that plate, correct?
Correct.
And your data won't give you that info.
No, not that.
Right.
City farm.
So
Okay.
maybe some type of sticker on the window might be better than a hanger.
So definitely time to have
Not
that
easy,
discussion.
as easy to transfer maybe.
Good idea, Bob. So that's my motion to move forward in that direction. Do I have a second?
Second,
All in favor?
uh,
All right. Can I get a motion to adjourn? Any other last comments or questions? Nope, we're good? Okay, motion to adjourn?
Motion.
second,
All in favor?
I,
All right,
All right,
great.
thank
Thank
you.
you, everyone. Oh, next meeting, a month from now?
Yeah, before.
before council.
Yeah, now we're before Cal. So that would be, look at my calendar, that's going to be the 28th,
Okay.
1 hour before Cal. Thank you.
See you.
Thanks, Bob. I know you had a lot, you had to do a lot.
Yeah, I'm not going, it's okay. I forgot, thanks for calling.
That's the Tuesday after.
Margot, nice seeing you.
Oh, good.
You too.
Memorable.
Hey,